going on, y'all? It's your boy J.H. Gibbons,
I'm Will C.
and welcome to yet another episode of the Achromous podcast, episode 86. That's 86 straight weeks coming to you with all the gems you can find under the sun. If you are listening, that means that you are on Spotify, you are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you can hear a podcast. And we thank you for joining us this Sunday. If you are watching our beautiful smiling faces, also kind of tired faces, that can only mean one thing. You're on YouTube. Welcome. You're watching us. I need you to do three things before we move on if you have not done so already. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Look, it helps the channel grow, but beyond that, it helps get this information out there to the people who need it. The real is coming back. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The real is making a comeback. People are calling out the fake. The real is coming back. So make sure that you're on the front end of what the rest of our lives will look like. And I need you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. The next time you run YouTube, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll through and you're going to find the Achromous podcast, because I'm hoping YouTube helps us out with the algorithm, because it's unbelievably true that we'll see all of this is
Free to do so.
unbelievable.
The wonderful choice, the ability to be free to do so. Like right now, we're choosing to be here, be present in the moment. And in doing so, you're going to help contribute to that algorithm that we all know is out there. And we all know that decides what gets viewed and what don't gets viewed. Now, we know that our longtime viewers and supporters, we love you. We thank you for rocking with us, being a part of this journey. We appreciate you for stopping in today. And we're hoping and praying that you be along the ride and that we have some gems to share with you that's going to keep you just as entertained and developing yourself and awareness about how to go about life, and give us some gems too. We appreciate all of it. And like us. By doing so, you can actually show it. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the content. Again, subscription is just free. This is not something that we were back in 1990s where you have a subscription and you're actually paying for it. You're not being charged a dime to subscribe. This is a guarantee that when we drop something, you hear about it first. And then turn on your notification bell so that you will be one of the first to get it instantly every time we have something that's uploaded. And in doing so, you can also share to people that you feel is going to benefit and grow with you, grow with us. Like, this is what we're hoping to accomplish. This is what we're trying to accomplish. We need your help to do that, because we are fighting an uphill battle with this algorithm of trying to make sure we reach like-minded people like you. So thank you for stopping in today. Do not forget that it's free to do so. It's free to do so. It's free to do so. And as Jay said, we're not worried about that fake one, the fake F. We're getting that out of there. We're bringing back the real. And this is the way you go. And this is where you stopped in to get some of that today. So please embrace this free content that we're giving to you while we have it, while we're able to put these gems out here. You know, not going to be around forever in this life. So we're trying to get what we can. We're trying to spread the message. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to do something real and different and authentic for you.
100% very well said, Will C. And the reason why we're doing this is because we get to connect with not just the guests that we bring on or with the topics that we talk about, but with you. We get to connect with you. We enjoy seeing the messages that come in with questions and comments and wanting to hear certain topics. Like, we love that feedback because it means that we're serving you. It means that we were helping you and you're helping us at the same time. So all of those things are important, not just for us, but to grow in this world that we're in now. It's an absolutely crazy world. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. Anybody who hear me out there, anybody who's watching, for a fact, it is crazy right now, and we don't know when it's going to slow down. We need new leadership, not just in this country, but in this world. We need better spirits. We need more whole people, right? I mean, back when we were growing up, we'll see we had people who we looked at, Nelson Mandela, right? I mean, we had people like that where we're like, there is peace in this world. There is magic in this world. There's something to look forward to. The Dalai Lama, right? Another example. There was there was a difference to this world. There was a point where it started getting a little bit crazy, and then somehow, some way, we would all come together once again through the words of a magical being, or through music, or through different means. So we need to capture that back, because we are just going the absolute wrong way. And look, we all got to live in this planet, right? We're all, unless we find a way to get to Mars and live there, I'm sure some people will take off and never come back. I don't blame you. But while we're still here, while we are still breathing, make sure that you tap in. Make sure that you're logged into you with your family, with your friends, with your job, with your life, with your purpose. Make sure all of those are connected, because you just don't know when that end will be. You just don't know where your circumstances will be, and you just really don't know what the future is. And last week on episode 85 of the Achromous podcast, if you did not get a chance to watch, pause this. You did not get to listen to it, pause this as well. Listen to that episode. You'll hear from the great Rona Ray. You'll hear about her move from where she was in Russia up to Poland. We'll talk about one of at least one of our favorite music videos that she's done thus far, and it was her favorite too. You'll get to listen to that. You'll get to hear some tips about someone who is an introvert slash extrovert, and being able to connect with other souls through the beauty of music. So I hope you did not miss it. If you did, it's still a chance to watch it. Get on YouTube, pause this, watch it, come back. You won't miss these gems, as we've got plenty of them to deliver today. Right? We'll see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always great having guests on and getting to learn another person's journey, and we all realize we have the same thing in common with our determination and our factors, the will factor to try, right, and to not give up on ourselves. No matter what we are facing, we continue to move forward. Each one of our guests and ourselves, we are like alumni of this, and so are you, because you're coming back here week after week with us to be a part of self development and working on yourself. The beautiful part about what we do is that we understand that no one's perfect. We're not here to portray an image of perfection, of trying to get there. It's actually quite the opposite. It's working on those imperfections of what we have, those areas that do require the most attention, the most time, and the parts that we neglect in ourselves on a daily basis. Those are the areas that we focus on, because in doing so, you are making a better you for tomorrow. Ultimately, just for yourself, just to be the best that you can be with the time that we're given. And we truly believe that when you do those things, those around you will benefit more, and you'll know just by the aura of the company you keep. A lot of the times, that's kind of a telltale sign of where you are on your trajectory to finding that inner you, the best version of yourself that's waiting. Um, so yeah, it was a wonderful feeling to be able to be a part of Rona Ray's conversation, and to just listen in, and again to take in a moment of realizing, again, guys, listen, no matter where you are, how far wide we are from each other, in the end, when you have that certain mindset of that go-getter mentality, that like you will not be broken, and you will continue to go on your path and take these steps on these stones that just are rigorous and demands the most out of you, but you know that your worth, you're so damn worth it. We're all the same. So it was a great message, a great lesson. So as Jay said, please go back, stop this episode now if you haven't had a chance to listen to it. If you want to continue with this one, rock on and get these gems, but go back and go check that episode as well, and every other one after that. We have something here for everybody of all walks of life. So you stopped in on today, and we hope that what we give you today is for you.
100% we'll see. Guys, look, we love connecting with you. We love talking to you. We love talking with you. We love the feedback that you give us. We love the congratulatory comments. We also take the criticism, and we find a way to grow. We find a way to change in order to better serve you. That is the Achromous way. That is what we do. We are here for athletes who matter, for people who matter in general, and we want to see everybody succeed. And I think if we are, as a collective, right, and let's start with our community, if we were to look at each other as friends, as colleagues, as partners in this game of life that we're all playing, I can guarantee you that there would be success, if not amongst your circle, personal success for you as well. And so it's easy to say, that success is kind of the only way, and of course, your own personal success is unique to you and you alone. Now, I know many of us, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have YouTube. We see what others believe we should consider successful: the big cars, the massive houses, the hot chicks, the wildlife, the money, the casinos, the all of that, the private jets, the yachts. We see those things and our mind automatically wants them, even though what we are seeing is not 100% true. And in some cases, we kind of know that, right? Sometimes we sit there, we're like, all right, obviously, this guy's probably getting paid by this company because he's an influencer to say and do these things or act this way, or that yacht is probably leased, that car is probably borrowed for an hour just to shoot this video. The building that he's in is probably just a green screen studio and he's just making everything up. And all of that is very possible. But in this episode of the Achromous podcast, we wanted to really dive in to not really what success looks like, but why it should be something that is somewhat first place in your life. Now, success can mean many things to many different people. Of course, different people grade a success versus a failure differently, but we wanted to just really dive in on the subject of success and what we mean by that, especially when it comes to succeeding in this lifetime, so that you're able to see the success that you've made. Sometimes I struggle to put into words how finite life is, how unpredictable life is, how short life is. And I get frustrated sometimes. We'll see, and I'm sure there are other people out there that may also get frustrated when somebody has a specific God given talent or an ability to connect with people in a different way or a path that is laid out by the gods themselves for them to succeed and they don't take it. They don't go that route. They pause out of fear or out of disinterest. And then what comes out of their mouth next is just one of the most arrogant statements that anybody can make. And sometimes I'm guilty for doing it, or at least I was in the past before I understood what my purpose was and where I was going in life, where I wanted to be. But we'll see. They have the audacity to say, in the next 10, 15, or 20 years, I will focus on that. I will focus on my singing talent. I will focus on saving more money or investing. I will focus on loving myself. I will focus on building a family, leaving a legacy. I will focus on that 10, 15 years from now. That is the most arrogant comment you can make because there is no way in hell you can say that you will be here in those years. Whether it is 5, 10, 15 years, there's a good chance you don't wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So for somebody to be able to say that I'm going to plan out the next 10, 15 years to start something, not necessarily understand where your path is going to take you in that time, but to literally say I'm going to delay that until it is more beneficial for me or until it matters to me more that I can go 10, 15, 20 years down the road and then focus on getting financially settled and then focus on maybe making a family and leaving back a legacy. If those things are something that you want to do, you start building toward it now because eventually will come and it'll pass you by because you were not prepared. And that is probably one of the worst things when it comes to even just entrepreneurship that we always talk about, we'll see, is being prepared for those moments, right? That's why we see all of this viral content that comes from people who aren't prepared for the spotlight, for the pressure, for understanding that every single thing they do is going to be under a microscope. You are going to get the most hate you've ever gotten from strangers in your life. Like being able to understand that and deal with that is very important, and many of them are not equipped for that when that happens. But when it comes to succeeding or die trying, what that truly means is that you follow your purpose with vigor, with motivation, understanding that you will get to where you need to be eventually. and you will put every single thing on the line. You will make all the sacrifices that you need to. And when I say sacrifices, sometimes I think people think, well, okay, maybe I gotta skip this cheeseburger for one day if I want to get my body right in the next 5, 10 years or 15 years. You see, it's the same concept, right? It's delaying that. It's taking it longer. There are superstar athletes, and there's one that you know of right now. If you pay any attention to football, it's Tom Brady. There are things at the age of 45 that he has to deal with that is off the field now. He's had all the greatness on the field. He's had all the greatness between the sticks on the NFL field. He has done everything you could possibly do. But there's an element of that that always goes unnoticed, and that's the family life. When you are as successful as Tom Brady, you have to be dedicated to your craft, if not obsessed with it. You have to be up 3, 4 in the morning looking at game film, looking at tendencies, understanding what the defense is going to do against you if you're a quarterback or whatever position you are in the field. If you want to be as good as Tom Brady in your position or even in life, which is the one of one, the cream of the crop, the top of the chain, the head of the table, the CEO, the owner, the president. If you want to be that person in anything that you're doing, it comes with so many sacrifices that you don't even know. There are going to be times you may not even see your kids, right? Just think about that. Think about what that means to you, even you will see. Think about what that means to other entrepreneurs who are going through this, knowing that, man, there might be a few days where I will not see my kids. There might be a few days where I will not, a few months where I may not see my wife, but I know that this is going to bring every single thing that we wanted and needed in this life. But it is going to come with sacrifices that are going to need to be made in order to get to that point. And quite frankly, there are people who are just not cut out for it. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But make sure that in your life, whatever you define success to be, that you achieve it. You go for that and die trying, meaning that there's nothing else in this world that you rather do than this. And if you die trying to achieve this, then so be it. So be it. That means you're not on your deathbed with regrets. That means that you're not going through the day and going through the motions wishing you were somewhere else. You are somewhere else. You don't go through the daily grind hating your job and wishing you were working somewhere else. You're working in your dream job. That's what I mean by succeeding or die trying. You're accomplishing those many milestones. You're accomplishing those goals. You're achieving your purpose. And if you don't and you die before you do, at least you were on the path. At least you were making the moves that you needed to in order to achieve. So that is what's important when it comes to succeeding or die trying. We'll see. I know for sure we had this conversation even before this podcast that it is absolutely vital that you have to do whatever it takes if you're going to be the one of one. You could be look, you could be an average Joe, and that's absolutely fine. There are many people in this world who don't aspire to be anything other than average or below that. But if you have committed to saying that I am going to be the best of the best, the cream of the crop, I deserve the 6 figures, the 7 figures, the 8 figures, the cars, the houses, the boats, the ships, the money. If I want all of that, if I deserve all that, I have to make sacrifices. I have to pursue my purpose. And if I die trying, so be it. At least I made a commitment to strive to become who I thought and knew I was going to be.
That's well said. Yeah, very well said. I mean, a lot of pointers you touched on that I had in mind as well. You said it beautifully. If I had to add anything to it, I would just say, the commitment you're making is to yourself. You don't owe anything to anyone other than yourself. You owe yourself the best that you can give. And yeah, the worst thing that you could have happen to yourself is to be in a position where you live with regret. Um, that is just a feeling that I just personally wouldn't want to feel, because I've lived with that in different areas of my life, and we've all have. But in doing so, recognizing what that is, first step is the accountability to understand what's happening, what needs to happen, and then doing something about it, right? I think a key factor to a lot of what you said, Jay, is centered around intentionality. Just being very intentional about whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and do each step of the way. We're not perfect, so we get sidetracked, we get swayed, right? But you create habitual habits that's going to allow you to thrive in the environment that you're in, no matter what it is or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish and do. And you take those steps to not only move forward, but develop yourself along the way so that you can be as sturdy for whatever the impact of what you're going to go through is going to give to you. Because the reality of it is a lot of this, I mean, unless you're an athlete that's in some sort of a physical combat sport of some kind or something that's going to cause you physical harm, a lot of what we do, a lot of adversity that we deal with is mental, and we choose to take it on, whether you want to believe it or not. We do choose to take it on. And as Jay said, some people are content to, they are in a level of contentment with their life, and they prefer, you know to just kind of go with the flow and to not have it be shaken or turned. A lot of the times, some of those folks, they do end up regretting in the long run because they didn't really live a life of their own. They lived a life in playing it safe, um, and in some cases just kind of being dictated and controlled by others. And that's no way to live at all because you're a prisoner to yourself. So unshackle your chains and give yourself an opportunity to try, because the only true real failure to me is one who haven't given an effort to try in something that they could have. So if you didn't do that and give that at least 1% of yourself to at least step over the edge, you'll never know what's beyond. You just will never know, because I look at it this way: the beauty of it is we aren't here forever. That's what makes life so precious. That's what makes it so beautiful. Is because we are all on limited time. We the only two things we know to be for certain in this life is, like, once you're born in, you're here and you'll go at some point. The time in between that's given to us, we have no idea. Believe if I hope I get this right. A comedian, David Arnold, uh, he just passed recently, uh, and he's a really good comedian. And it's interesting because I saw him on IG earlier this week, and he was advertising his comedy classes that he had coming up this, the upcoming Saturday. And the report came out that he passed away from natural causes. And here, this is someone who was into his fitness. He was working out quite a bit. He was a family man. He was committed to his goals. He was, pursuing his career as a stand-up comedian. He was in the process of getting into movies and everything. And his time was when it was his time. But what I share that to say, not just only condolences to his family, but as a message to someone, exactly what Jay was mentioning, where you're giving your best every day, to your craft, and you're investing into yourself, and you're developing for what you can with what the time you have, because we don't know how limited it is. So this is why I think it's so important to be intentional about whatever it is that we touch our hands on. If you're going to invest time into something, give it all of you that you can give to it, is all I'm saying. But most importantly, carve out some of that time for yourself to be in tune, to be prepared for whatever comes with it. If you can do those things, you know, die trying. It doesn't sound that bad when you really think about it, because I can rest easy knowing that I gave everything I had in this life. And if I'm able to do that, that's my level of success. Because sometimes we get too far ahead by measuring our level of success by the means and the views of others. Because a lot of the times we live in a time frame of social media where that's what we're judged upon: the amount of views we have, the amount of likes we have, the amount of content we put out more because we want more of that, right? Because we're looking to get a grandeur of approval from the world, from everyone in it, when the only personal opinion that matters is yours, because it's you. So be true to yourself, be true to all that you do for you, give your best effort, and be intentional. And you're already dying as it is, but give an effort and try to be the best you can be for yourself today.
Mm. That's powerful, man. That's powerful. You were absolutely right. You're dying as it is. Every single second that passes by is 1 second less that we have on our biological clock. So, I mean, just take that with you, man. Like, just that's heavy, right? That's absolutely heavy because everything that we see, that we know, all of that is temporary. Friends, family, everything. None of that is here forever. And quite frankly, we just don't know when it will go. So, any of the memories that you can make with your friends, your family, your loved ones, our community, make them now. Make them right now. There's nothing that's stopping you from doing it. There might not be a tomorrow for you. There might not be a few minutes from now for you. In fact, I'm sure from the time that we've started the Achromous podcast now, we've probably lost followers. It's the life is that crazy. And you're absolutely right. We get wrapped up in trying to have our lives validated through social media, right? Oh, I got to use this airbrush on my face to look a little bit better in the sun, or I gotta make my ass a little bit bigger just so I get more likes, right? Or I gotta somehow trick the algorithm and please my fans in some type of way so that I can feel better about myself. And you lose yourself in all of that. You lose your identity because there is nothing you can do that'll be enough to satisfy anybody else. There's nothing you can do. Eventually, they're going to want more and more and more. And the minute you fall, the minute not even fall, the minute you trip, the minute you lose your balance is over for you. They turn on you. You can't get any more views, regardless what you do. Now you look crazy. Now you're shaving off your eyebrows and you're here trying to get some sort of reaction from your fans, albeit bad, right? Albeit negative comments. Oh, this person's crazy. Oh, you've lost your mind. You kind of got to that stage because you were trying to please them. You got into that trap of trying to do whatever it took. And eventually everything you had wasn't enough. And now it's hard to cope with that because you can't connect with the same people that you connected with in the first place under false pretenses
Yeah.
because you weren't yourself. And now you're trying to be somebody else. Maybe that's yourself, and they're not interested. So now what? You're going to fake for the rest of your life? No. What you need to do is succeed or die trying. That's all you need to do. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it. That's all there is to life. Be your authentic self. People will love you for who you are, and it is less draining because you don't give a damn if they care about you or not. You don't care. None of that matters anymore. It only matters if you're not real. It matters if you're fake. Oh my God, do they like me? Do I need to maybe I need to talk like this a little bit more. Maybe I need to wear these really fancy watches or these shoes. Maybe then they'll like me. Maybe then they'll double tap on my stuff. Maybe then they'll subscribe. We're getting validated by things that don't matter. If all of this was gone and you're left by yourself, are you going to love yourself? Do you know who yourself is? Figure that out. If there's anything that you take away from this podcast, besides understanding that you got to succeed, you got to go towards your purpose, or you die in the process, think about that. Figure that out. Figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, take it in, man. Just take that in. We said a lot of heavy things in, this episode. But yeah, like we're all on borrowed time. It's really hard. And we hear the phrase, you don't know when your last moment will be here. So it's really important to just kind of think about that and ask yourself this question. Um, what sort of legacy do you want to leave behind for you? When it's all said and done, you know, the old phrase of people giving you your flowers while you're here. What roses do you want them to spread around?
Hmm.
What does that look like to you? Does it even matter to you?
Hmm.
Because the reality of it is, if you're focused on doing what you need to do and being the best for you, in most cases, the best and the good of you comes out. And those around you to take notice to it, that's doing the same thing, they'll know and they'll respect that. And they'll be able to spread that message as well because it's infectious. Um, and those who aren't for you, they're scattered. So damn if you do or you don't, but that is all a part of the process of trying. and making the most of the time that you have here.
Mm,
Because we don't have a choice when it's time to go. So if you're gonna go out, have gone out doing what you love to do,
mm.
and that is loving you in the process.
Loving you in the process. That's deep. That's deep. And it's absolutely true. I mean, I think so many times we fall in love with the idea of what we could have been instead of who we are.
Mm.
And we struggle to become who we are because it's not who we thought we were supposed to be. But fall in love with the you now. Fall in love with the you now.
Got it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, this was a deep episode. I didn't think we were gonna go this deep inside of success and what that looks like, and die trying and trying to understand yourself truly. But man, look, God, we really hope you take this and you implement it in your life, because I'm telling you, here's the beauty of why that is such an important thing, right? You affect somebody else's life, that a person affects somebody else, that person then affects these people. Imagine if I am hitting a mother's ears right now and she's saying, "Yeah, I got to fight for my kids. I got to succeed." And then those kids end up becoming doctors, lawyers, astronauts because their mother decided to take a different chance. Their mother decided to sacrifice a little bit more in order for them to get a better life. That's what I mean. This all multiplies. That's the beauty of community building, because we build with each other. We're building each other from the foundation up so that when you get to the roof, everybody in your circle is better because of it. That's why we do what we do. And at this time, we need you to do what you do. So tell us exactly how you are on your path to success right now, this very moment. As soon as this cuts off, you're going back to do whatever your heart desires, whatever your purpose is, you're going to do that immediately when that shuts off. What is that? What is that? Let us know so that we can share it with our community, so that they can then see too that, oh my God, I'm going through the exact same crap right now. Let me try what this guy's doing and let me improve my life. Why is that a bad thing? It isn't. It's a glorious thing. It's an amazing thing. And when you see success for yourself and you feel it, you just crave it over and over again. And that is when you know that you will die doing this, because you absolutely love it. You're in love with yourself and you know what your purpose is. So make sure that you DM us, you hit us in the comments on YouTube, wherever, our email, theachromous@gmail.com. Hit us up with the story that you have about the success that you were making because you decided that you were going to do this or die trying. The best response, the best answer, the best story will not only get a shout out on the next episode of the Achromous podcast, but you will get 50% off of anything in the Achromous fitness store. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we have improved the store immensely. Remember, a couple weeks ago, we were shut down a little bit because we wanted to make some changes in order to serve you better, and we've done just that. We want you to go to that page right now, whether it's men's clothing, women's clothing, children's clothing, accessories for you to go out and about and know. Let other athletes know that you are an athlete who matters. Let them know how powerful that statement is. There's so much power in that statement alone. And as you're walking away from them, they will know that too, because it's written right on the back of the shirts, the hoodies, the jackets, everything that we have. You'll understand exactly why you're worth it. So make sure that you go over to that store right now, or you leave us a story. And if you have the best story of this particular week, you will get 50% off of anything in that store.
Yeah. Can't beat that way to like the symbolic to show that you matter and that you're so damn worth it and you're loving you the right way, and more important that you're taking the message and you're spreading that as well. You stand on it, and that's a wonderful way that you can let us know, um, and let the world know in the process of where we are and what we're trying to accomplish on this journey.
100% will see. And look, it's a fantastic Sunday. We hope that you at least took away a gem from this episode and you can apply it to your life. That's the purpose of what we do, and we want to keep doing it and bringing this to you every single episode. Now, for those who have been here before, you understand what this is. Maybe you don't. I'm gonna spell it out for you. But before I do that, I want to welcome in all of the new listeners that we have. If this is your very first time, welcome. We hope that these gems help you out in life, whether you're joining us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or you're watching us. We thank you for joining us. Now, back to those who have been here before and you still don't know what we do. I'm feeling a little bit generous tonight, although I am very exhausted. I know you are, Will C, but I'm going to still spell it out for you, just in case you forgot. Achromous. We are everywhere that I mentioned. That is Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any place that you can listen to a podcast. We are there. Guaranteed you that. If you're watching our faces, that can mean only one thing. It means you're on YouTube. And if you did not do this before, I want you to do it now before you switch this video and go to watch whatever other videos you have to watch. I want you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. The next time you hop on YouTube and you see episode 86 of the Achromous podcast, you'll know that you came to the right place for all the gems that you can help build your foundation. And ladies and gentlemen, mostly Will C, most of all,
It's free to do so. Stand
unbelievable.
10 toes down on it, double down on it, like it, subscribe it, share it, turn
Unbelievable.
on that notification bell we discussed earlier in the episode, guys. Do all those things. We greatly appreciate if you could be able to do it. This is how we move. This is how we push the movement forward. This is how we fight this damn algorithm. This is
Mm-hmm.
how we get ourselves heard. This do you, because we are one and we are all about self-development and growing. In order for us to grow, we need your help with this. So please do those things, guys, because it's free to do so and you are investing into you because you're so worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely unbelievable, but absolutely, we'll see. And look, we are going to do this. We are going to keep doing this. We're going to keep grinding, or at least die trying. Until next Sunday, it's your boy JH Gibbons.
And we'll see.